Welcome, welcome, welcome to Garnet Queen Tarot, where we are inspired to rise. How's everybody doing today? How are my wonderful Virgos doing? How are you coping with changes? I know there were some things going on in your life previously, but you were determined to keep going. So, what decisions did you make, Virgos? What's love got to do with it? Well, you'll find out once you release that tension and leave it at the door. Practice your breathing. Inhale and exhale twice. Relaxing. Shake those shoulders. Get in the realm. Get in the realm of Garnet Queen Tarot, where we are inspired to rise. Look at that. Spirits continue speaking to us to help us to give clarity to our Virgos about things that's going on, what they're doing, career moves, jobs, everything. Speak with us. Party, celebration, event, public or social gathering. So you're going to be involved in some things. That's probably where you might meet your person or you're going there with the person. Speak to us. Yes. Toxic relationship. You guys are fighting, codependency, misunderstandings, triggers. Sometimes you run into a relationship where the love is there and the love is real, but you all are just not on the same page like you used to, or you didn't realize one person is more controlling than the other, and you feel like you can't breathe at times, arguing over nonsense. You know what I don't understand? How do people love each other so much and turn so toxic against one another? Is it lack of communication or one party always thinking that they're right? No compromise, it's my way or the highway. And, you know, it's so many things that are part of a toxic relationship. You assume and you hear different things, but to want to go, anyway, I'm not going to get into all of that. All I know is that be aware and be careful in your relationship. It may be camouflaged as love and it could be something else. So, party, enjoy yourself, socialize, get to know people, get to meet new people, and represent. Make yourself feel comfortable. Sometimes you have to do it for work, sometimes you have to do it for your business, and then sometimes you're in a relationship that doesn't want you to do it for anybody because that person is in control and gets jealous if you talk too long to one person. As I say, as you are a sociable person, Virgo, don't let people's insecurities control you in a relationship. And if you see that it's not going anywhere, I'm not saying as soon as you get in a relationship, it don't work the way you want, just jump out. I'm saying just pay attention to the signs. Nobody could tell you what relationship to be in or be out of, but you have to ask yourself the questions. You have to, like Africans say, that needful questions. Let's say to tell you, pay attention, and look for the signs. Love is a beautiful thing. And when you get to experience it with someone and share and grow and be better and pray on that relationship, you have a great chance. But when you're in a relationship and it's starting out where someone is dictating where you go, how you get there, when you get there, time you return, it reminds me of when I couldn't wait to get to be an adult so that my parents couldn't give me a time to be home. uh, you know, so many rules and things. And I miss those days because you could be a child and just enjoy life. But you know, so much is different now. So much is different now. People are different now. And it's just sad how relationships can go down the hill. So if you're in a toxic relationship, ask yourself the questions that are needed. And is this how you see yourself in the next 2, 5, or 10 years? Going through this on a regular basis. Think about it. Some people just want immediate gratification and they think if they stay on long enough, things will change. So I say to you, Virgos, if you see any signs in regards to a toxic relationship, don't stay long for it to play out till the end. Get help or get out. Okay. Magnetic attraction. And that's what happens. You just alluring, lust, irresistible, flirting. It feels so good and it's so bad. Sometimes somebody just they love you, their version. They love you so much they can't see you talking to someone else or out of their life. It's like lustful. It's piercing and penetrating, and it's lustful. It's just a relationship where the passion is intense. And sometimes people lose it when they can't control that feeling. It's you have this magnetic attraction to them. You ever just walk in a room and your eyes catch somebody and it's like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like one of my girlfriends from back in the day, whenever you see a good looking guy or something, or she would be like, oh my gosh, my heart is beating so fast. Oh my gosh, I'm about to split open. Oh my gosh, I have to plan my wedding. And we used to just cry. The things she would say, we'd just be laughing because she was being honest with her feelings, but it was so intense and so funny at the same time. Well, you grew up and you realize that's not how you do it, but it was like it was the fun days. And she used to make us laugh everywhere we go. She always found somebody that she had an attraction for and vowing for this to happen, that to happen, and just passionately in love, and she don't even know the person. It's just fun. You always grow up thinking of Prince Charming and, princess, and somebody's going to fall into your fantasy and make you happy. And I'm not saying those things don't happen, but there's just a little bit more to it. Some people, their eyes are tracking. You hear them and they've been together for umpteen years, and then sometimes it's not what you thought. It's not what you thought. So when you're working toward finding that secure love and that one lasts forever, take the time to get to know the person and see their likes and dislikes. Sometimes even relationships come full circle after you've experienced different relationships and you know for sure what it is you want. And then what it is you want, you manifest on it. And then, like magic, you meet that person from your fairy tale. And then some of them turn out to be a frog, but it's it's when you find somebody, But now, as you continue to gain experience, you pay attention to signs and things that you don't approve of or doesn't work for you. Now, it doesn't mean that that falls true with every relationship, but when you have an attraction for someone, it's good to investigate it and see if it could go any further. You know? What's that? Any advice from our love cards? Love, man. Can you feel the love? Sometimes there's some people that they just do it for you. They just do it for you. And You guys recognize that you were meant to be together. Some people just do it. And we don't always understand what it is about this person. I remember my teenage husband, he bought me a promise ring. And he told me he promised that we were going to be married one day. And we were young, we were in love, and it was just like, he was bow-legged. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And it just so cute. And like a sandy color hair. And I was looking at all of the appearances, but not looking internally. I just look at what the outside looked like, and the package looked great. But when you get to know people, you're on a whole different level. A whole different level. Oh my gosh. They say all that glitters isn't gold. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Woo, you better take the time to know people. Don't jump into no relationship because you got a magnetic attraction. You could fall into a toxic relationship just as easy as you get attracted to a magnetic one. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Take the time to get to know people that you want to become intimate with, that you want to build a future with in your mind. If you don't know that person, you're just looking at the package. You're not looking at the pages. Okay? Look at the pages and read through them. Don't skip pages. Read the book. Read the book. Boring or not, read the book. Because all that glitters is not gold. What's going on behalf of our Virgos? Speak to us. Illusion. And that's what happens. You have an illusion of someone. You think that they're this way or that way until you get to know them. My mother used to say to me all the time, to know me and to live with me is two different things. And I know a lot of mothers probably told their daughters that in different formats, but that's how my mother would say it to me. To know me and to live with me is two different things. You think you know people until you live with them, and then you find out who they really are. You will discover so much. Some people are just nasty. Some people don't wash their hands. Some people are depressed and pretend to be happy. Some people are envious. And some people you think are your princesses and your princes. And they end up being to be a frog and a bullfrog together. In this life, don't take things at face value. If you want to build a relationship, get to know the person. Get to know the person. Remember, this girl was talking to, and she was like, this is not the guy that I thought he was. He's not the guy that I thought he was. Oh man, she's not the girl I thought she was. She's not the female I thought she was at all. And people got stories. People got stories. So when you take the time to get to know somebody, you get to know their story. Some people are going through mental illness and need help. And if you don't even take the time to get to know them, you don't even know these things. Introduce people to your family. Get a little feedback here and there. People will point out things to you that you didn't even pay attention to. That's why when they have those shows about love and things like that, people are like, I didn't know that. I didn't know that, because that's surface love. Where you look good, you sound good, so therefore you're good. When you get to know that stable love, it's like, I know his mama, I know his sisters, his brothers, his aunts, his uncles. I've been to family gatherings. My family loves him. Oh, my family can't stand him. Whatever it is, at least you know. Sometimes people could show you things you didn't even pay attention to. That doesn't mean you follow everything a family member says, but it does give you an opportunity to look at things from a different perspective. So right now, Virgo, you are going through changes in a relationship. You attracted to somebody, and they have like a Dr. Jekyll and Dr. Hyde. It's like one minute they could be so loving and you're so attracted to them. And then the next minute, it's just toxic. And you want to go. But when the magnetic attraction takes place, you forget all about the toxicity. That happens to a lot of people. Person likes to party a lot. You like to party too, but not all the time. And you're starting to realize as well that, you don't mind going to an event or a job, social, anything like that, but late nights and doing this and doing that, you got to go to work in the morning. You're not interested in that. So make sure that your person aligns with the things that you enjoy doing. Okay? So even if you have the illusion, avoid the trap of mistaking a fantasy for a true soul connection. So that's why you have to dig down deep and get in tune with this person so you can know their habits. You can know the things that they like to do. You could be part of their world. So you get to explore. It doesn't mean you commit 100%, but you all are taking the time to get to know one another. Don't rush into no relationship. One of the things you should ask, if you have a list of things that are important to you, categorize them. You want children. You only like cooking 4 days a week. You don't like to cook at all. He loves to cook. She loves to cook. Whatever it is, things that are important to you, make sure you take the time to investigate further and research. I remember my brother I have 4 brothers, so look at it like this. One brother, he can cook his butt off. One brother, he waters down his food too much. Another brother thinks he could cook. His food sometimes has flavor. You got to throw the dice on that. And my other brother is still learning to cook, but it's not always the best, But that other brother, he loves to cook. His wife loves to cook. So let me see. All my brothers have women and wives that like to cook. Now, let's say that let's say a female. Let's say you're a female and you don't like cooking. You don't like cooking. So if there's a compromise some way, you could see yourselves working together so that maybe you're great at cleaning. You could cook some meals and he don't like to clean. So you cook, I'll clean, and we work hand in hand. You could have an illusion about what you see and what you want, but until the person that you have in front of you that you're building a relationship with can answer these questions, you can't commit 100% until you know. So take the time to get to know people, their likes, their dislikes, if they like to cook, if they want to have children in the future. What's their middle name? Oh my gosh, you know how many people don't know the person they're with if they have a middle name or not? Some of them don't even know the last name. Build a relationship of communication. Ask the needful questions. Do the legwork to invest in a relationship. Because you could be talking to your soul connection and things work out great. Or you could be talking about somebody that's right before you actually meet your soul connection. Get to know things about them. Don't just assume. No. Yin yang. Like the yin yang symbol, twin flames contain an aspect of each other's character within themselves. And how would you know this if you don't ask? You guys could be twin flames. You could be the perfect soul connection, but you won't know until you ask. And then you find out. more about yourself. You're getting in tune. So they're basically saying each of other's character. Flames contain an aspect of each other's character within themselves. So you have that magnetic attraction. You like each other. You have an illusion in your mind of what you want, but you won't know till you research and get the answers. There's some toxicity there, a controlling force. You guys like to go out together, you like to party, and sometimes they over party. Emotions are high. Look deep within your emotions. Look deep within your emotions and know what it is you're looking for. Know what it is that you're seeking. Virgo, you have to do the work. And you're all in your feelings right now. They're all in their feelings right now because there's some lacking of communication. Okay? And in order for you to move forward with anybody, you can't accept violence as part of the relationship. You can't. Because imagine yourself 2, 5, 10 years down the line. Is this where you see yourself? Is this going to change? Pay attention. Ask questions. Is this person traumatized from a past relationship, a past life, um, upbringing? Are they needing therapy if you don't want to disconnect? But relationships have so many aspects to it. And you have to be able to take the sense out of nonsense and what's real and what's fake. Focus on a relationship of building. Because I'm seeing both of you right now feeling this intense, passionate, lustful love. But ask yourself, is it love? Is it attraction? Is it something that's going to last? Because a lot of times you think you could control someone, or you think you control a situation, and you end up falling short. It doesn't mean you don't try, but it's like, make sure that it's healthy. Make sure that it's healthy. Let me tell you, I had an event, and a guy that I've known since like high school, he was there with his girl. And it was a lot of friends together. And he looked at her when she said something. Have you ever seen fear in somebody's face or their eyes? Where you look at them and you could see like a childlike fear. And she said something, and then he looked at her. I know that look. And she shut up right away. And he said, don't show your ASS out here. I'll say AZZ. Don't show that out here. And she just fell quiet. And the look of fear in her face, like, I felt he could actually hit her. But that was the vibe I felt. I've never seen this woman get hit. I don't know anything about their relationship to that extent. But I felt her fear. And when you feel that in a relationship, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. It's not going to work because I felt the intensity. The intensity. Maybe the person might get help later on down the line, or maybe it was my imagination, but it's a vibe you pick up. One of my friends told me that she's told her son for years to never hit a woman. And now he's in a relationship where the woman is hitting him. I'm telling you, life is complicated. Love is complicated. And I'm a strong believer that there's somebody out there for everybody. But until you know what it is you're really seeking, it's difficult because you're not really sure of what you want. You're just going with the flow, playing it by ear. But if you manifest on anything that you truly want and the kind of relationship that you're seeking, you will know when you hit gold. Don't just grab up any old thing to say, I'm in a relationship. Yoo-hoo, yoo-hoo. I got a man. I got a man. You ever meet people? I got a woman. Oh, I got a lady. And things like that. But they just have somebody. They're not investing in them 100%. They're not loving on them in the right way. But they got somebody. So, and the good line is, you just jealous because I got somebody. Mm, mm. That's all I'm going to say. Listen to your intuition. Look deep within to figure out what your emotions are trying to reveal to you so that your relationship can grow. So it can grow. And don't settle for less. Not one bit. Let me see what these angel ones are saying here. Okay. Forgive and choices. Forgiveness and choices. The act of forgiveness releases tension. So remember, I always tell everybody, forgiveness is not for them, it's for you. It may help them as well, but it's mostly for you. So learn to forgive to help release that tension and that buildup. That's why I always tell you to leave that baggage outside the door so you can get more in tune with self and not what's happened to you. What's happened to you is on the outside of the door. What you're looking forward to, what you're listening to, and how you're building is in the realm where you are. So when we get in tune with ourselves, nobody likes to talk about if they're in a violent relationship or, if they're a little scared. That's why they always have to beg people to come and talk to somebody and things like that. But when you get aligned with yourself, your truth is revealed. And then you can make the choices that are necessary. Pause before you choose. Look at that. Pause before you choose, Virgo. So what they're telling you is, investigate the relationship further. We have to experience life and then we know the right decisions to make. But there's also signs to show you how someone really is and how they think. Ask questions. If it's somebody that don't like to talk and don't ask questions, you still got to ask the questions. We have to have a conversation, because if you're not talking now, you're not going to talk then either. I don't know if this is going to work for me. You have to figure these things out. Make sure people know that how you are. Some people don't like to communicate. Some people love communicating and laughing and joking in a relationship and talking about any and everything. And when you get to know your person, you also know what their triggers are. And if it aligns with what you think about things. Conversation and communication is the key to building, because you get to find out if you both are on the same page, or if there's a discrepancy where, hey, I don't think this is going to work because I don't think like that. You've met some people that every time their partner, spouse, whoever they're in a relationship with may say things out of line, and they apologize for them. Oh, don't mind him, don't mind her. That's just how they think or just how they are. Ignore it. Don't even bother yourself and stuff like that. If you got to go around always apologizing for your partner, is that how you want to live? You have to think about the things that you want and ask yourself questions. That's when you're manifesting and you're getting in thought. Here's 10 things on your manifestation list, okay? 10 things that you tend to have an issue with. and you don't like when people don't get aligned with what it is. Let's say that you in a campaign and your spouse believes um, that everybody should eat eggs every day and get mad when people don't agree. So gets a little bit belligerent. Okay, so therefore now you got to come and apologize and explain that it really irks him or her when people say this or that and eggs are really important and blah blah blah. Whatever. It's an excuse for somebody's bad behavior. If you have to do that, that's already a red flag. So I'm saying to you is a lot of times we have different red flags. Those are signs that will reveal to you the character of the person that you're with. So make sure that you're someone that does not deny the truth and that you can accept things for what it is. Make the right choices when it comes to a relationship by investigating, researching, asking questions. Forgive people for yourself so you can grow. And you decide which direction you want to go in a relationship. Don't let people take it over and you feel like this is not going to work for me and you stay. Ask yourself the questions. Pay attention to your likes and dislikes, Virgo. Don't just fall in line. Don't just settle. That's why they're telling you you have choices. You have choices because there's a lot of emotions involved. You have to maybe constantly forgive this person, but the forgiveness is for you. You say, you know what? I forgive you. And it keeps the peace and you keep moving on. You have this illusion that you all could come together because you're getting in tune with yourself. The potential for a great relationship is always available, and it's one of the choices. If you're willing to put the time in, the work in, deal with the emotions. But right now, the concern here is this a toxic relationship? And you have to ask yourself, is this person in line with me and the things that I like doing and want to do? We have different connections on different levels for different things. So they're saying to forgive and make the right choices. You know what this is in regards to, Virgo. Ask yourself the question. Garnet Queen Tarot here, where we are inspired to rise. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you so much for your support of the channel and visiting. Take this time to focus on what's going on right now in your life, Virgo. You know you have some concerns. You're in love. Emotions are running wild. But there's some concerns that you may have in this relationship and whether you should move forward. Is it real? Take care. Talk soon. Garnet Queen Tarot, where we are inspired to rise. Talk soon.